Hello everyone, welcome to patch 4.21 of League of Legends. Okay, let's start with Cassiopeia then. Her passive now stacks 10 times per minute, which means once every 6 seconds, plus every second that an enemy champion is poisoned by her. Her Q now gives plus 20% movement speed at all ranks, and her E ability now adds a debuff that amplifies poison damage by 20%, capping at 40%, meaning you can stack the debuff twice. Also, the mana cost has been reduced and the AP scaling is now 0.55. Shogat's ultimate now has a 80-second cooldown, but if you hit a minion or a monster, it will halve the cooldown, meaning it will only be 40 seconds of cooldown. Corki's Q ability now has a slower speed. It only has 1000 missile speed instead of 1250. Fiddlestick's passive now only affects the champions which is interacting with, meaning that it will only affect champions which have been feared by him or have taken damage, reducing 10 magic resist. His E ability now prioritizes enemies that weren't hit. It will only silence once, and the silence now has a 1.25 second duration. Galio's ultimate now is not influenced by tenacity, meaning that there won't be any more situations where you use your ult on people and they will be like, fuck this shit, and they get the fuck out of your ultimate and put some sunglasses and be like, deal with it. Seems like Jax has been buffed. His E ability now has lower cooldown, and his ultimate now grants him more armor and more magic resist, kind of. Jace's W now has a lower cooldown, but the cooldown now starts when the third shot is fired, meaning that you can't stack his W anymore. Cannon's ultimate now strikes every 0.25 seconds, but it will only strike the same person at an interval of 0.5 seconds. Lucian's passive now only has a 3-second duration, and the AD scaling now changes at levels 1, 7 and 13. Nocturne's E ability now has a passive effect. He will move faster when he's moving toward a feared enemy. Pantheon's base attack speed has been slightly reduced, which means no more dragon at level 1 for Pantheon. Yay! Okay, and it seems like Rengar's Bloodtooth Necklace is no longer affected by the cooldown reduction. Thanks, Rito. Sejuani has a lot of changes. Her base mana is now 400, her Q ability no longer scales with the enemy's max HP, but the initial strike of the W actually does. Also, the mana cost of the W has been decreased, and the AoE damage has been decreased also. Her E ability now has a lower cooldown, lower damage, and lower slow duration. Shen's E ability now costs less energy. Instead of 125, it now costs just 100. Shyvana's Q ability now has a lower cooldown. Her W deals plus 20% damage to monsters. So this means that now Shyvana has a little easier jungle. Soraka now has less health regen, and her W now has a bigger AP scaling. Good news everyone, more mana for Varus. Yes, now Varus has a little more mana regen. Now you have more Qs to launch. And it seems like Warwick has been nerfed, cause who saw that coming, right? His W now only has a 6-second duration, and his ultimate now deals less damage. So you thought Yasuo was OP, right? Well, guess what? His move speed now has been slightly improved, and his Q now has less cooldown. For Zack, his Z ability now means more champions, more chunks. Also, it deals more damage. His ultimate now has more knockback range. I don't know what this means. Now, there has been some texture updates for Malphite, Malzar, Shen, Wukong and Xin Zhao. And guess what? Turrets now give more gold, minions give more gold, and also minions have less health. Dude! Endgame fantasy! There has been some changes on the Summoner's Rift also. Now it has a new music, the shop range now is limited to the platform only. Dragon, oh dragon. Guess what, no more dragon at level 1. The fireball now is treated as a targeted spell, meaning it can be spell shield but it will not be blocked by Pantheon's passive. Also, the dragon now drops a little soul for Thresh, because Thresh was kind of sad because dragon didn't drop any souls anymore. So yeah, to all the Thrashes over the world, there is hope. Also, Baron's buff now is shorter. Dragon Slayer buff has been slightly changed. Camps now give plus 10 gold. I mean jungle camps of course, because there aren't any more camps. But the jungle item now gives plus 10 gold, and higher tier jungle items equals more gold, which means plus 20 gold. These changes means that only the jungler will get more gold from the jungle. If anyone wants to jungle his jungle, no more jungle for the non-junglers. And now over to the items. Guess who's back? Negatron's cloak is back. Also, Guardian Angel now builds with Negatron's cloak instead of a no magic mantle, and the Abyssal Scepter, well, it's the same thing. Negatron's cloak, yay! Now Targon's Brace and Face of the Mountain have a little more execute threshold. By that means that if you're a support that does not last it, good for you! Now going for the smitey items, Ranger's Trailblazer doesn't reduce smite cooldown anymore. The challenging smite now deals 60 to 162 true damage over 3 seconds, which means no more abuse with Fiora and Warwick. Good job! Also, the Devourer enchantment now deals less magic damage. And guess what? Chalice of Harmony, more mana regen. Athene's Holy Grail, more mana regen. Michael's Crucible, more mana regen. Forbidden Idol, less mana regen. On Twisted Treeline, there has been a jungle update. Now the jungle camps give that mighty buff that you get on Summoner's Rift. And there has been some changes on the items. Atma's Impaler is no longer there. Also, Sword of the Divine and Executioner's Calling have also been removed. Well, no one uses that shit anymore, so... Okay, so let's see what the future has for us. Rek'Sai will be out later on the patch with her skin, Eternum Rek'Sai. Blood Moon Elise and Blood Moon Thresh will also be getting out. And when the Snow Day comes, there will be Snow Day Malzar, Winter Wanderer Oriana and Poro Rider Sejuani. Amazing skins, everyone. There is also a new game mode coming for this Christmas. It's called Legend of the Poro King. It's a Howling Abyss match where you can launch Poros, I think. Well, and that's all for these patch notes. I hope you enjoyed my beautiful voice. And yeah, see ya!